37 years ago, Seinfeld changed television forever. Millions laughed every week with Jerry, George, Elaine, and Kramer. But behind the laughter, not every story stayed funny. Some cast members became Hollywood legends. Some faced heartbreaking tragedies. And some completely vanished from the spotlight. So make sure to subscribe to Screen Rewind for more deep cast stories like this. Stay until the end, because one cast member's story will genuinely shock you. Chapter 1. Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld. When Seinfeld first premiered in 1989, Jerry Seinfeld was 35 years old. At the time, he was already becoming one of America's fastest rising stand-up comedians. But nobody expected a sitcom built around everyday conversations and awkward situations to become one of the most successful television shows in history. Jerry played a fictional version of himself, a comedian living in New York City whose life constantly became complicated by his unusual group of friends. Unlike many television stars of the era, Jerry wasn't playing a larger-than-life hero. He was simply an ordinary guy dealing with ordinary problems. That simple formula turned into television magic. As Seinfeld became a ratings powerhouse, Jerry became one of the highest-paid actors on television. By the show's final season, he was reportedly earning around $1 million per episode, a number almost unheard of during the 1990s. When the series ended in 1998, many people believed Jerry would immediately launch another sitcom. Instead, he surprised everyone. He returned to stand-up comedy and focused on projects that interested him personally. He later created Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, a series that became a huge success and featured conversations with some of the biggest celebrities in the world. He also voiced Barry B. Benson in B-Movie, a role that introduced him to a whole new generation of fans. Today, Jerry Seinfeld is 72 years old. More than 3 decades after Seinfeld first aired, he remains one of the richest, most successful, and most respected comedians in entertainment history. And amazingly, he's still making audiences laugh. Chapter 2. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Elaine Benes. Next up, we have the woman many fans consider the secret weapon of Seinfeld, Elaine Benes. When Seinfeld premiered in 1989, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was just 28 years old. Elaine quickly became one of television's most memorable female characters. She was confident, intelligent, sarcastic, and completely capable of standing her ground against Jerry, George, and Kramer. In many ways, Elaine helped redefine what a sitcom character could be. Fans especially loved her sharp sense of humor and her unforgettable dance moves, which remain one of the most famous comedy moments in television history. But what happened after Seinfeld ended may be even more impressive. While many actors struggle to escape a legendary role, Julia did exactly that. She starred in The New Adventures of Old Christine, then achieved even greater success with Veep. Her performance earned multiple Emmy Awards and established her as one of the most celebrated actresses in television history. Her award collection eventually became so large that she broke several industry records. However, life took a frightening turn in 2017. Julia publicly revealed that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. The announcement shocked fans around the world. Thankfully, after treatment and recovery, she returned to work and inspired millions through her courage and determination. Today, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is 65 years old. She continues acting, producing, and supporting important charitable causes. For many viewers, she will always be remembered as Elaine Benes. But her remarkable success after Seinfeld proved that her greatest achievements were still ahead of her. Chapter 3. Jason Alexander, George Costanza. Now, we're about to talk about a character who many fans secretly believe stole the entire show, George Costanza. When Seinfeld debuted in 1989, Jason Alexander was 29 years old. George was insecure, unlucky, overly dramatic, and constantly finding new ways to create problems for himself. Yet somehow, audiences absolutely loved him. Many of George's most ridiculous moments were inspired by real-life experiences from Seinfeld co-creator Larry David. That connection helped make the character feel surprisingly authentic, despite his endless bad decisions. Jason Alexander brought incredible energy to the role. His facial expressions, nervous reactions, and perfect comedic timing transformed George into one of the most beloved sitcom characters ever created. Some of the show's funniest episodes revolved entirely around George's mistakes. Whether he was lying to an employer, ruining a relationship, or creating a ridiculous scheme, viewers never knew what disaster would happen next. After Seinfeld ended in 1998, Jason continued building an impressive career. He appeared in television shows, films, stage productions, and Broadway performances. Unlike many sitcom actors, he successfully balanced comedy and dramatic work throughout his career. He also became involved in directing, producing, and numerous charitable projects. Today, Jason Alexander is 66 years old. He remains active in the entertainment industry and continues to attend events where fans celebrate Seinfeld's incredible legacy. More than 25 years after the finale aired, George Costanza remains one of television's funniest characters. And honestly, it's almost impossible to imagine anyone else playing him.
Chapter 4. Michael Richards, Cosmo Kramer. Now we come to one of the most unpredictable and physically legendary characters in sitcom history, Cosmo Kramer, played by Michael Richards. When Seinfeld first premiered in 1989, Michael Richards was 40 years old, and at that time, nobody could have predicted that his character would become one of the most iconic comedic performances ever created on television. Kramer wasn't just a neighbor, he was chaos in human form. Every time Jerry opened his apartment door, Kramer didn't just enter, he exploded into the scene. Sliding into rooms, bursting through doors, spinning into conversations like he had no normal way of existing in reality. What made Kramer special wasn't just writing, it was Michael Richards' physical comedy. The way he moved his body, his sudden pauses, his wild facial expressions, even the smallest action like drinking coffee or sitting on a couch became unforgettable comedy moments. Audiences never knew what Kramer would do next. One moment he would have a strange business idea, the next moment he would completely forget what he was talking about, and somehow it all felt perfectly natural inside the world of Seinfeld.
As the show became a global hit, Kramer turned into a cultural icon. He wasn't just a supporting character anymore. He was one of the main reasons people tuned in every week. But off-screen, Michael Richards remained much more private compared to his co-stars. After Seinfeld ended in 1998, he tried to continue his career with projects like The Michael Richards Show, but nothing came close to the impact of Kramer. In 2006, Richards faced a major controversy during a stand-up performance that shocked audiences and deeply affected his public image. After that incident, he slowly stepped away from the spotlight and became very private. Today, Michael Richards is in his late 70s, living a quiet life away from Hollywood attention. But despite everything that happened later in life, Kramer remains one of the most unforgettable sitcom characters ever created. Because some performances don't just entertain, they redefine comedy forever.
Chapter 5. Wayne Knight, Newman.
Now let's talk about one of the most entertaining and hated, never loved supporting characters in sitcom history, Newman, played by Wayne Knight. When Wayne Knight first appeared in Seinfeld, he was already an experienced actor, but Newman became the role that completely changed how audiences saw him forever. Newman was Jerry's rival and Kramer's strange partner in chaos. Every time he entered the scene, something dramatic, annoying, or completely ridiculous was about to happen. What made Newman so memorable wasn't just his presence, it was his attitude. The way he spoke, slowly, dramatically, almost like every sentence was part of a secret plan. His rivalry with Jerry became one of the most consistent comedy threads in the entire series. And when Newman teamed up with Kramer, the chaos level doubled instantly.
Their scenes together felt unpredictable, like anything could happen at any second. And
Wayne Knight's performance made Newman feel real, even though he was exaggerated for comedy. His expressions, timing, and emotional reactions turned simple scenes into unforgettable moments. After Seinfeld ended in 1998, Wayne Knight continued working steadily in Hollywood. One of his biggest post-Seinfeld roles came in Jurassic Park, where he played Dennis Nedry, a role that introduced him to an entirely new global audience. He also worked in voice acting, television, and guest appearances across multiple shows. Unlike many sitcom actors who fade away, Knight maintained a consistent and respected career in the industry. Today, Wayne Knight is in his mid-70s, still occasionally appearing in interviews and fan events. But for most fans around the world, he will always be remembered as Newman, the man who could ruin Jerry's day with just one appearance.
Chapter 6, Estelle Harris, Estelle Costanza. Now we come to one of the most explosive, loud, and unforgettable comedic mothers in television history, Estelle Costanza, played by Estelle Harris. When Estelle Harris joined Seinfeld, she was already in her 60s, but her energy on screen was louder than actors half her age. Estelle Costanza wasn't a calm sitcom mother. She was emotional, dramatic, constantly yelling, and always overreacting to everything George did in his life. Whether it was his job, his relationships, or his failures, she always responded with panic, frustration, or full emotional explosions. But underneath all that chaos, there was real love for her son George. And that contrast made her character both funny and strangely touching at the same time. Her voice became one of the most recognizable sounds in the show. Sharp, loud, expressive, and impossible to ignore. Even in small scenes, she completely stole attention. After Seinfeld ended in 1998, Estelle Harris continued working in Hollywood and later became famous to a new generation of fans as Mrs. Potato Head in the Toy Story franchise. That role gave her a second wave of popularity, especially with younger audiences who had never seen Seinfeld. She kept acting well into her later years, showing her passion for performance never faded. Sadly, Estelle Harris passed away in 2022 at the age of 93. Her passing marked a heartbreaking moment for fans of classic sitcom television. Today, she is remembered as one of the most powerful comedic supporting actresses ever, because Estelle Costanza wasn't just a character. She was pure sitcom energy that can never be replaced. Chapter 7, Jerry Stiller, Frank Costanza. Now we move to one of the most explosive and unforgettable father figures in sitcom history, Frank Costanza, played by Jerry Stiller. When Jerry Stiller joined Seinfeld, he was already in his 60s and had decades of acting and comedy experience behind him. But Frank Costanza became one of the most iconic roles of his entire career. Frank was George Costanza's father, and honestly, he was like George's personality turned up to maximum volume. He was loud, aggressive, unpredictable, and constantly ready to explode over the smallest problems in life. From arguing about television settings, to yelling at strangers, to creating completely unnecessary drama, Frank Costanza turned every scene into chaos. One of the most legendary contributions of Frank Costanza was the creation of Festivus, a fictional holiday introduced in the episode The Strike. What started as a joke became a real-world cultural phenomenon that fans still celebrate today.
The famous line, "Serenity Now," became one of the most quoted moments in sitcom history, showing Frank's unique mix of anger and comedy. But what made Jerry Stiller's performance so powerful wasn't just shouting or comedy timing. It was commitment. He fully lived inside the character. Every gesture, every facial expression, every line delivery felt completely real inside the absurd world of Seinfeld. After Seinfeld ended in 1998, Jerry Stiller continued acting in television and films. He also became widely loved by a younger generation for his role as Arthur Spooner in The King of Queens,
proving his comedic talent extended far beyond one show. In real life, Jerry Stiller was married to actress Ann Mira for over 60 years, and together they formed one of Hollywood's most respected comedy partnerships. Sadly, Jerry Stiller passed away in 2020 at the age of 92. His death was deeply felt across the entertainment world. Today, Frank Costanza remains one of the most chaotic, hilarious, and unforgettable father characters ever created in television history, because some characters don't just entertain, they erupt.
Chapter 8. Liz Sheridan, Helen Seinfeld. Now we come to a quieter but deeply important character in the Seinfeld universe, Helen Seinfeld, played by Liz Sheridan. Helen was Jerry Seinfeld's mother on the show, and she represented something different compared to the chaos of other characters. While George, Kramer, and Newman were loud and unpredictable, Helen brought a calmer, more traditional parental presence into Jerry's world. She often worried about Jerry's life choices, his relationships, and his overall direction in life. Her conversations with Jerry were filled with concern, love, and subtle humor that came from a very realistic mother-son dynamic. What made Helen Seinfeld special was how grounded she felt. Even in a show built around absurd humor, her character reminded viewers of real family relationships, where parents constantly worry and children try to avoid those conversations. Liz Sheridan delivered the role with warmth and natural performance. She didn't need loud comedy or exaggerated reactions. Her strength was subtle expression and emotional authenticity. After Seinfeld ended in 1998, Liz Sheridan continued working in television and theater. She also appeared in various guest roles throughout her later career. Interestingly, before Seinfeld, she had a long history in entertainment and was even known for her connection to legendary entertainer James Dean in her earlier life. In her later years, she gradually stepped away from acting, but remained respected in Hollywood circles for her long and steady career. Sadly, Liz Sheridan passed away in 2022 at the age of 93. Her passing marked the loss of another original Seinfeld family member. Today, Helen Seinfeld is remembered as the emotional anchor of Jerry's world. A character who balanced out the chaos with warmth and realism. Because even in a show about nothing, family always meant something. Which Seinfeld cast member was your favorite? And which update surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Screen Rewind, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Then and Now update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.